With a name as ubiquitous as 7-Eleven, you can be forgiven for assuming that it's all one big company. It's an understandable mistake. True. They all fall under one corporate blanket. There's a central company that collects the profits in exchange for letting others take advantage of their trademarked image, large-scale advertising, and instant recognition. So while corporate may take the profits, the stores are franchised. And even the franchise is under the blankets of a number of sub-companies, all of which technically have the right to call themselves 7-Eleven too. In general, it's probably not an important distinction. There are rules to ensure standard pricing and participation in large marketing campaigns, which stores have to comply with. It's part of a deal they make to use the brand. However, different stores groups do have some differences. They'll get stock in from different regional suppliers, follow certain local codes and customs, and they're generally beholden to the subdivision of 7-Eleven that their franchise license came from. To an avid connoisseur of specialty goods, identifying which 7-Eleven can be a very serious business, as there are some special offers indeed when you know where to look. The stores that most discerning customers seek out are those owned by former members of the J.D. Sterling's convenience chain. The company started out as a group of loosely affiliated merchants managing general stores in the American Northwest, and gradually grew into a proper company, becoming a part of 7-Eleven brand in 1949, only 3 years after the chain's rebranding to that name. Even as a part of an international chain, however, the Sterlings have maintained their commitment to getting certain hard-to-find items into the hands of those who truly want them. Their specialty has maintained an affordable price that some would say does not reflect the true value of the ingredients that go into it, even after all of this time. However, it is an item that the discerning traveler should endeavor not to miss. First, though, you need to know where to look. For the most part, the Sterlings still operate out of the northwestern United States. However, with modern advancements, they've been able to branch out more and more, and you may be lucky enough to find one of their locations further abroad. They operate exclusively out of smaller, economically disadvantaged cities, a callback to their days tending to the disadvantaged pioneers of the American frontier. In a city with several locations, the Sterling store will be in the poorer part of town, near where it meets the more prosperous sections. Sterling's locations have a slightly more old-fashioned style than others, and are usually corner stores. The store is kept quiet, and workers are instructed to be specially polite. Now, once you've found one of these special stores, wait until after midnight. Come in when the graveyard shift is underway, and pick out a few odds and ends, whatever you think you'll need. It's important not to seem too interested in the special. They don't like to have too much attention drawn to it. It's only really meant for special customers. Just take your time and finally come to the counter when you're good and ready. There should be a box of dried meat at each register. The one at the register that's closed is your goal. Usually sold 2 for $1. If it's not there, or both registers are open, just pay for what you have and come back another night. But if it's there, then you're good. Take a few, but not too many. Just politely deflect if the clerk offers a reason to take from the other bin. This is what you want, but again, it's important not to make it seem like anything special. Once you've paid and leave the store, you'll be free to enjoy the meat at your leisure. It's guaranteed to be some of the richest, most flavorful meats you've ever tried. The taste is complex and refined, with a subtle exotic spice that teases the palate. Just remember a few handy rules, though. Number 1, don't be a glutton. Try not to eat too much at a time. Number 2, don't be rude. Refrain from asking about their source. Number 3, don't be a liar. Never swear you aren't a cannibal. On any holy book. Okay, now this is a tad different than the other ritual pastas. For one, we don't really have a reward, absolutely not a reward, and it doesn't seem like there seems to be a risk performing. Again, there are bullet points toward the ends that sort of lead the other way. For example, you know, you're not supposed to really bring up the fact that you're eating human fucking flesh. But yeah, no, at that point, it's kind of different than the other ritual pastas. Now, the story is interesting, alright? It starts off a little slow. You get told of 7-Eleven and how their franchisee status is offered and, you know, what it's all about. And it starts off as just this sort of, you know, it's just detailing some really common event to you. But then it goes off telling you that there's a group of stores run under the alias J.D. Sterling's before they completely became a 7-Eleven chain, or a sub-chain, I guess, whatever you want to call it. And no, before you want to ask, I actually did research all this stuff up, and no, there is no human meat or anything being sold. There is no reference to this. It's a fictional piece. Now, the idea that the beef jerky you see when you go into the store, you know, again, towards this graveyard shift, and, you know, you have to decipher which, you know, checkout you have to go to, and you go to the checkout, buy your beef jerky sticks or whatever, and it turns out they're actually human. It's kind of fucked up, because if you honestly think about it, and it might just be late when I'm doing these voiceovers and writing the script and everything out, but, you know, if you really had to analyze it, I guess the closest, you know, reference I could find to this was Manhunt in a way, too. You know, you have an economically deprived city, and with the, you know, economically deprived city, the area itself, the people, you know, disappear a little more easier. It's not like there's anything too prominent going on over there. It's just like a little blip on the radar. And to secretly get rid of those people and then serve them up as flesh sticks sounds really fucked up if you pessimistically think about it. It's kind of like, you know, Andale from Fallout 3 in a way too, where, you know, you just go there and people just disappear as soon as they reach this area, and next thing you know, you're fucking eating them. Again, you know, if you really pessimistically thought about it, to an extent, it's pretty sick, but, you know, in some fucked up part of the world, it could happen. I mean, it's not like 7-Eleven knows every single thing that goes on in their store, right? No franchise does. You see all this stuff happening everywhere, you know, where franchises fuck up and the owners don't have any idea what's going on, because they can't, you know, have any idea what goes on. They just don't have the manpower, and they don't have the, you know, ability to go check around every single, you know, aspect of every single store. So, for these small couple stores that are operating, and if allegedly doing this practice, it's a creepy event that could manifest itself in reality. I mean, you kind of see beef jerky being sold out at any checkout at this point, and it's almost like a passing by kind of deal, right? I mean, you know, sometimes you end up buying it, sometimes you don't. If you're feeling really hungry or whatever, you want to have a night of gaming and you want to bring the Mountain Dews and the Jack Links. Maybe that bag of Jack Link's beef jerky might turn out to be human fucking jerky, you never know. But that being said, that was a ritual pasta, and it was a pretty refreshing ritual pasta in that sense. I actually rather enjoyed it, and it was a little different than just giving us a set of instructions and following like the Midnight Man ritual or the hide and seek ritual. Here, it's kind of like similar to the whole McGangbang burger from McDonald's, but except really, really, really fucked up. So, next time you go into a 7-Eleven, will you go order the special beef jerky, or just the regular beef jerky? Who really knows? Let me know in the comments below. This has been another episode of Ritual Pastas, part of Creepypastas, and if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. This is me, Mudahar, and I am out.